Hi, sweetie pie. I'm going to read you a poem. The poem is by Robert Frost, who lived from 1874 to 1963, and the poem title is Never Again Would Birds' Song Be the Same. It was written in 1942. That was during the World War, the Second World War, as they call it. I haven't really read it, so I don't know what it's about, but I'm going to read it anyway. He would declare and could himself believe that the birds there in all the garden round, from having heard the day-long voice of Eve, had added to their own an oversound, her tone of meaning but without the words. Admittedly, an eloquence so soft could only have had an influence on birds when call or laughter carried it aloft. Be that as may be, she was in their song. Moreover, her voice upon their voices crossed, had now persisted in the woods so long that probably it never would be lost. Never again would birds' song be the same, and to do that to birds was why she came. I'm not sure I understand this poem. I do like it, but I have to read it again and think about it. So I'll read it one more time. Never again would birdsong be the same. He would declare and could himself believe that the birds there in all the garden round, from having heard the day-long voice of Eve, had added to their own an oversound, her tone of meaning but without the words. Admittedly, an eloquence so soft could only have had an influence on birds when call or laughter carried it aloft. Be that as may be, she was in their song. Moreover, her voice, carried upon their voices crossed, had now persisted in the woods so long that probably it never would be lost. Never again would bird song be the same, and to do that to birds was why she came. I'm going to read you one other one, but let me find one quickly. Um, this one is by Ben Jonson, 1573 to 1637. So he lived and died before Newton was born, a long time ago. Slow, slow, fresh fount, Fount, keep time with my salt tears. Slow, slow, fresh fount, keep time with my salt tears. Yet slower yet, O faintly gentle springs, list to the heavy part the music bears. Woe, excuse me, woe weeps out her division when she sings. Droop herbs and flowers, fall grief in showers. Our beauties are not ours. Oh, I could still, like melting snow upon some craggy hill, drop, 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 since nature's pride is now a withered daffodil. That was a little difficult to understand, written more than 400 years ago, written in 1600, so 417 years ago. Here's the small explanation underneath. Slow, slow, fresh fount. The nymph Echo sings this lament over the youth Narcissus in Jonson's play Cynthia's Revels. In mythology, Nemesis, goddess of vengeance, to punish Narcissus for loving his own beauty, caused him to pine away and then transformed him into a Narcissus, which is another name for daffodil. Okay, I'm going to find one poem if I can that's maybe not quite so difficult. You might like this one. It's called Blackberry Eating. We have had blackberries recently that were grown in other places, and this summer we will have blackberries that in my yard that are grown here. And earlier in the week, or last week, you were here to help me prune the blackberries so that we get more berries and good sweet berries, because the sun gets to them when we prune out the thicket of the mass of last year's vines. So to the poem, which is called Blackberry Eating by Galway Kinnell, born 1927, and the poem was written 1980. Somebody we love was born that year, and she loves blackberries. And she's eaten many blackberries from my yard and from Butler's. I love to go out in late September among the fat, overripe, icy black blackberries to eat blackberries for breakfast, the stalks very prickly, a penalty they earn for knowing the black art of blackberry making. And as I stand among them, lifting the stalks to my mouth, the ripest berries fall almost unbidden to my tongue. As words sometimes do, certain peculiar words like strengths or squinched, many-lettered, one-syllabled lumps, which I squeeze, squinch open, and splurge well in the silent, startled, icy black language of blackberry eating in late September. Late September when it starts to get cold, but in some places there's still some overripe, fat blackberries on the vines. And when he says it just about falls unbidden to my tongue, meaning without even pulling it, and those are the sweetest ones. When you pick berries, you learn to tell just from the way they feel in your fingers, the way they come off, the slight tug or not tug that's there, how they're going to taste even before you taste it. And the sweetest ones are the ones that just about fall unbidden into your hand, or if your mouth is right there, into your mouth. And they are so sweet. And you can get a blackberry that's almost like that, and it's not sweet at all. So you really get the sense after a while of which ones are ready to pick and which ones need a little more time. Blackberry eating. Here's a very short one. Saying Dante aloud. That's a curious one. Dante is a famous poet from long ago. You can feel the muscles and veins rippling in widening and rising circles, like a bird in flight under your tongue. That's the whole poem. James Wright, saying Dante aloud. I don't know what it's about. I don't even know if he's talking about Dante the poet or Dante that he knows. I'm going to read this one by William Shakespeare. It's very short. He lived from 1564 to 1616, as you know so well. Those dates are just memorized by people. We know when Newton lived, we know when Shakespeare lived, and many others. This poem was written about 1611, 406 years ago. Full fathom 5 thy father lies. Full fathom 5 thy father lies, of his bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes, nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Sea nymphs hourly ring his knell. Ding dong, hark, now I hear them. Ding dong, bell. The spirit Ariel sings this song in The Tempest to Ferdinand, Prince of Naples, who mistakenly thinks his father is drowned. That's not a good poem to end with. Let me find another one. Sorry for the pause. I want to find a good one. Oh, this one is, I was going to read you is about a hippopotamus because you may be going to the zoo this morning. But I'm not going to read it because it's about using a bullet. Oh man, could we please have a nice poem? Um, I have to read you one quickly. Could we please find a cheerful one? I'll tell you what, I'm going to sing a song if we can't find one. Robert Herrick, 1591 to 1674, Upon Julia's Voice. So smooth, so sweet, so silvery is thy voice, as could they hear, the damned would make no noise, but listen to thee, walking in thy chamber, melting melodious words to lutes of amber. Another poem we have to read several times to fully get the meaning. I'm not going to, but I'm just going to tell you the title of that. It's called Upon Julia's Voice. I really was hoping to find just a nice, cheerful little one, but I keep flipping the pages and don't find one. Even this one about a rose by William Blake. The Sick Rose. Write about a not sick rose. I tell you what. This is a famous one. We've read this one, I think, before. It's a famous one of William Blake called The Tiger. William Blake lived 1757 to 1827, about which time as William Wordsworth. You got it. He was kind of considered one of the romantic poets, though he's often grouped with them, but for me, I find him a little bit different than Wordsworth, Coleridge, Keats, leaving out the other bit, Shelley. William Blake. This one was written 1794. The Tiger. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer, what the chain, in what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, what dread grasp dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the Lamb make thee? Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? William Blake, who wrote The Tiger and wrote another poem called The Lamb, and he's writing about the creator of the animals. And that's where we're going to end because it's enough. We'll read other poems later and I will choose them better. I love you, sweetie pie. I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.